Hi, future bureaucrats of India. Welcome to LearnStroke IAS Crack Prelims 2023 test series prelims discussion. Exclusively, the questions are sourced from current affairs, magazines, etc. So, solve the questions with me. 5 questions, and we're going to solve it right away. Let's go to the first question. Consider the following statements regarding RBI's geotagging framework. This was in the news. A typical UPSC type question where they ask you such question. 3 options. RBI's geotagging framework. So you know what you mean by geotagging. You tag the geography so that you do it in your photographs, etc. So why is RBI's geotagging framework important? Geotagging captures the geographical coordinates, that is latitude and longitude of the payment touch points. When you do a payment, it is automatically recorded. Second statement, RBI has categorized banking infrastructure and payment acceptance infrastructure as 2 categories of physical infrastructure through which the payment or the digital payment transaction are carried out. Read this carefully. There are 2 categories, banking infrastructure and payment acceptance infrastructure. Third option, banking infrastructure covers sales from POS terminals, the swipes, QR codes deployed by banks and non-bank payment system operator or PSOs. Which of the following statements are correct here? 3 statements. Solve the answer with me. 1 and 3, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. So try to solve this question. Let's see the answers. Geotagging captures the geographical, that is the latitude, longitude of the payment touch point. When you make a payment, it automatically records the geography. True or false? Statement 1 is absolutely right. Statement 2, RBI has categorized banking infrastructure and payment acceptance infrastructure. 2 points are absolutely right. They are 2 categories of physical infrastructure through which digital payment transaction happen. Statement 2 is also right. Statement 3, banking infrastructure. There are 2, banking and payment acceptance. Banking infrastructure covers sales from POS, QR code, etc. That statement is false. Banking infrastructure does not cover this. Banking infrastructure covers the ATM withdrawals, the cash deposits, that is done traditionally. So that is the physical, the payment acceptance infrastructure carries on POS, QR codes, etc. So that was actually flipped. So the answer, let's check the answer. The answer was 1 and 2. If you knew the third option was wrong, you could have eliminated all the options. A has 3 cut, C has 3 and D has 3, so only B remains. So why did this news come? You can just see here. Geotagging of payment system touch points and its benefit. How RBI's geotagging framework can improve digital payments. Why is this created? You know why geotagging can help better payment? Because RBI is of the opinion that whenever a geography is added, whenever you make a payment, every bank and every other institution, you get a clear-cut idea of from which area, which geographical proximity has this transaction taken place. So when you look at a national average, you can see that this area is getting more of POS, this area is getting more of QR code scanning. So that means government can actually draw a national plan according to which area is least dominated. If there is an area which is very less type of penetration of digital transaction, the government can create a tab on that and create that area needs more penetration. So that is one important area. Identifying the digital transaction penetration is the key point that you have to note here. So digital geotagging is all, it captures QR codes, POS and etc. And why this provides insights into regional penetration of digital payments. Which are the places that has got the maximum, minimum, medium, lower. On basis of that, you can create policies. And the banking infrastructure and physical payment infrastructure is also the 2 important part. And the banking infrastructure contains what? Transactions made through bank, branches, counters, ATM, and cash reserve machine, the CRM, etc. And you go to the payment acceptance, the POS, QR codes come under the payment acceptance infrastructure. And all the RBI has mandated that all the banks and non-banks PSOs should maintain a registry with accurate location of everything so that you can make that grand national plan of what is the penetration, which are the places having maximum digital. This will help to improve more digital connectivity to people or places where they are not existent. That is the main important part. And for future question, no, everything is going to happen through the information touch point with the RBI's Central Information Management System, which is called as SIMS. So that is something that you have to know. Read more on this topic so you'll understand more on this. Let's move to the next question. Question number 2. The term Urals appear in the news. What does it mean? The only thing probably that you know might be a mountain. Ural Mountains is the most popular thing. But apart from that, Urals is appearing in the news. What does it mean? Ural is the most common export grade for crude oil from Russia and an important benchmark for medium sour crude market in Europe. Second, the native inhabitants of central highlands of Kazakhstan. Third, it is a type of seaweed that is found in 2 distinct coastal areas, that is the tidal, intertidal and the subtidal, and it is a collection of marine debris in the North Pacific Ocean. A typical UPSC type of question. What is the term Ural appearing in the news? What does it mean? So let's find the answer. The answer was A. The Ural is the most common export grade of crude oil coming from Russia. If you got Kazakhstan, then you're wrong. So also in this case, study the range of Ural mountains. Which of this passes through Ural? Which of the country passes through Ural mountains? Find it out. And why this question was asked? India's Russian revolution in oil. Why refiners are buying more Urals crude? Because India has been buying a lot of Russian oil. So next time you see Urals crude is a benchmark of the oil that is coming from Russia. So that was a question. Moving on to the third question. Here we go. Consider the following statements regarding the MPEDA or the MEPEDA, the Marine Products Export Development Authority. It is also appearing in the news. A classic UPSC question. MPEDA. 3 statements. It is a non-statutory body functioning under the Department of Commerce. Statement 2. It is responsible for the development of the marine products with special reference to exports. It has its headquarters in Visakhapatnam and has number of regional sub-office. There was another question like this in 2022 prelims. So such questions can come. Select the answers. 1 and 2, 2 only, 1 and 3, 2 and 3. Which of the following is the correct answer? Solve this question. Let's see the answers. It is a non-statutory body functioning under the Department of Commerce. Is it right? No. The MPEDA is a statutory body. So what is the difference between a statutory body and a non-statutory body? The statutory bodies are created by an act of the parliament, but non-statutory bodies are not created like that. So this is a statutory body which was created through an act of the parliament. It is responsible for development of marine products. Absolutely right. Statement 2 is right. Statement 3. It has its headquarters in Visakhapatnam. So when you see marine, definitely you must have read about it might be headquartered in a coastal area. That was your logic. It was not Visakhapatnam. This is actually in Kochi. Kochi was the answer. So the answer, let's check the answer. The answer was 2 only. 1 and 3 are wrong. Why this came in the newspaper? Press Information Bureau carried this. India aims to double the marine products to 1 lakh crore within the next 5 years. So that is also a lead for the question. India's marine export target is 1 lakh crore within the next 5 years. And that is why Ministry of Commerce has this. This is the MPEDA. So read more on this. So that was it. And moving on to the next question. Yeah, and please read it. Before that, read the explanation. 1972, it came out in 1972 during the Marine Product Export Development Authority was set up by the MPEDA Act in 1972. Statutory body based in Kochi. It has got a chairman, and these are the information. Let's go to the next question. The nation witnessed controversies regarding the Charaka Shapath. Consider the following statement in this regard. So recently there was a news that college in Tamil Nadu, when the college in Tamil, the dean in, I think in Madurai, he administered. Normally, you know that the doctors take the Hippocratic oath, and this time they took the Charaka Shapath, which was the previously they've taken it. So which of the following regarding the Charaka Shapath is a true statement? The Charaka oath was considered discriminatory as the instructions must be pledged in the presence of sacred fire, brahmanas and physicians, which highlighted the caste bias. So Charaka Shapath definitely has a good number of things, but it was written how? It was written in which century? In those times, it was written, and now chanting the Charaka Shapatha highlighted caste. That is what they say. That means the book says that you have to take the oath in the presence of brahmanas, which definitely had the caste bias. Number 1. 2. The physician's pledge is the new draft code of ethics for doctors, which differs from Charaka Shapatha and Hippocratic Oath, and it was adopted in the Second General Assembly of World Medical Association in Geneva in 1948. 2 statements, 1 only, 2 only, both 1, neither 1 or 2. Which of the statements are right? Lock your answers. I think Charaka Shapatha, in this case, both the statements are absolutely right. When you see the answers, the Charaka Shapatha definitely has a number of good points, but it was written during a very long time in the 80s. Probably which century it was written? Much year before. So that time, it was written from a perspective of more respect for Brahmana within the presence of the fire, which was a society of those times. So that did not apply to the modern times, and that is the reason why it was criticized. And you know that more than people take Hippocratic Oath, but the new draft code for ethics for doctors says that now it is going to be the physician's pledge, which is different from both Hippocratic as well as the Charaka Shapath. And that was created by General Assembly of the World Medical Association in 1948. Both of them are absolutely right, and you can see why this came in the news. The physician's pledge in a new draft code of ethics for doctors, and it differs from Charaka Shapath as well as the Hippocratic Oath. So read more about the controversies. Tamil Nadu's Madurai College has created this controversy. What is this controversy? You have to know more about this. And the Charaka is the 1st century sage, believed to have composed. The Charaka Samhita was composed in around 100 BC to 200 BC. And the Charaka Samhita also say, no person hated of the king, or who are haters of the king, or who are hated by the public shall receive treatment. So this was written back. Now such statements cannot apply in the modern scenario, right? And read more about the physician's pledge. Let's move on to the important next question, and I think the last question of Crack Prelims 2023. Which of the following statements regarding Bharat Gaurav policy are right? What is this Bharat Gaurav policy in the news? 3 statements relating to railways. Any operator or service provider, virtually anyone, can lease trains from Indian Railways to run train services from one destination to another after paying the necessary charges. That means anybody, you can even apply to run a train in India. You know that trains in India are run by the government. So now you can also run your train. You can just apply and pay the charges. 2, the operator has the freedom to decide the route, the halt, the service, and can fix any tariff for the tickets which is beneath the ceiling level set by the railway board. Second question. And third question, Bharat Gaurav operator should have a business model wherein it takes care the local transport, sightseeing, food, local stays of the passengers. Okay, which of the following statements are right? 1 and 2, 2 only, 3 only, none of the above statements are right. If you know this policy, just find it out. What is the answer? Let's find out. Any operator of services, correct. Virtually anyone can lease trains from Indian Railways, correct. To run train services, correct. From one destination to another, that is the point. False. It is not from one destination to another. That means if you want to run a train from Mumbai to Delhi, you cannot call it by your name and run. I cannot run an Arjun Express from Delhi to Mumbai. No, that is the statement is wrong. This train under the Bharat Gaurav policy should be a special tourism package circuit train, not the Delhi to Bombay or calling it by my name. Statement 1 is wrong. Statement 2, the operator has the freedom to decide the route, true, the halts, correct, and the services provided, correct, and can fix any tariff for the tickets, correct. Beneath the ceiling level set by the railway board, there is no such ceiling. He or she can decide the tariff that he or she wants to put in. Statement number 2, there is no such ceiling set by the railway board. Statement number 2 is also wrong. Statement number 3, Bharat Gaurav operator should have a business model where he or she should take care of the local transport, sightseeing, food, local stay, etc. Absolutely right. Since it is a tourism train, you have to take care of the passengers, everything. So the answer was 3 only. And why this is why this is important in current affairs? Bharat Gaurav train, was flagged from Coimbatore to Shirdi, the pilgrimage from Coimbatore to Shirdi. And know more about the route. The train will run via Puri, Kolkata, Gaya, Varanasi for a round pilgrimage of 12 days. And as a package, you can see, only run on theme-based circuits. The arrangement is for 2 years, minimum 2 years, and the maximum life of the coach. That is a codal life of the coach. And he has the right to decide the route, halt, services, and most importantly, the tariff price you can decide. Just like the Ramayana Express, and you have to arrange the everything that for the passengers. And just see, is it easy? You can just see in the slide. The trains cannot be used as an ordinary transport trains between origin and destination, not from Mumbai to Delhi, no. Look, one person, this is probably the first private train which is going to run, and see the security deposit, a person has to put 1 crore. This is a amount that recently the person has put. Annual right to use charges 27.79 lakhs, quarterly fixed haulage charge 76.7 lakhs, variable haulage charges 38.2 lakhs excluding GST. So that amounts to close to over the 2 point something crores has to be put. If you have that kind of a money, and you want to start a tourism package train, definitely under Bharat Gaurav policy, you can run a train in India with all the terms, conditions apply. So read more about such things, and that was the end of Crack Prelims 23, and read more current affairs questions. You can download this question paper in the link below, watch this video, and share this channel, subscribe this channel, and like the channel for civil services update, and share it with your civil service preparing friends. Let's study together. Thank you.